My mother has cancer. She has a rare cancer that is 1 out of 6 million people get that cancer. And it's a leiomyosarcoma. So 2 years ago, they found out that she had a tumor, and they were fully going to remove the tumor. So after that, for about 1 year ago, she was feeling fine, and she went to the doctor for her regular checkups. And then in about February, my mom started feeling really lousy, like she had the flu. And then we found out that my mother had another tumor in the same place. And it was in between her intestines. Some of it was outside the intestine and some of it was inside the intestine. So they thought the best thing to do would be to take the outside part off, but there was still going to be a little bit left that they weren't going to be able to get, that they weren't going to be able to cut it out. So they hoped that the chemo would work and that the chemo would kill the tumor. And chemo would make her weak, of course. So the chemo was started through her shoulder to go down to the tumor, and it would make her very sick. But we were hoping that the chemo would eat that tumor. So the doctor was analyzing the tumor, and they decided that they were going to give her a different kind of chemo. It was named the devil's chemo, which was very highly effective for very sick people. And my mother decided to go ahead and go okay with it. She had already lost all her hair. And I wanted to honor my mother and support her. So we went ahead and shaved all of her hair off. And she was very weak. She had no energy. And I live here in Austin, and it's really hard to keep in contact with my mother. So I would call my sister who has contact with my mother, and she said that my mother had decided to stop the devil's chemo because it was killing her organs. So they were going to do another kind of chemo that went inside the intestine. And they decided that they were going to give her a trial experimental treatment. So about 2 months ago, around September, we found out that the chemo and the medication was not working at all. So we decided to start radiation. And the radiation would go, it would be about 5 days a week, and she would go for 13 weeks and then be done. So when we started that, she was very tired. She had no energy. And my mom was really faithful to live a long life for her family. So about a few weeks ago, I found out that my mother was in the hospital again and that her immune system had shut down. She got sick very easily, she was very tired, and she was taking a lot of medication. And then they had decided to go ahead and stop the radiation. So now she's been back home for a few days. And we've decided that we want to ask people to help my mom live a long life.